Going on, YouTube family? It is I, Freshly Snipes21, here with you today to give you my Sony E3 2016 press conference review. Now, I already did one for Xbox, so y'all make sure y'all go ahead and check that out. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and do Sony this time. And man, did they start off with a bang. God of War 4 was the very first thing that they jumped it off with. And must I say, I can't wait. I mean, we got OG Kratos with the James Harden beard. Now I'm assuming that's his son. That you're primarily playing with Kratos. They did say that you will be playing with Kratos. Now, me personally, I was a little concerned because, like I said, he was spending a lot of time with his kid. Like I said, I'm assuming it's his son or his protege or whatever. But all I was hoping was, please don't let them pull a Metal Gear Solid 2. And we playing like how we was playing with Snake for the first half of the game, and all of a sudden we just playing with Raiden or Raiden, aka Jack. But they did say that we will be playing with Kratos. I mean, the game looks great. I mean, what would you expect out of a God of War game? It's gonna be set in Norse mythology. So now, when I first saw this game, the first thing I thought of was, oh, this looks very Game of Thrones-esque. So God of War 4 should be titled God of Thrones, because this is exactly what I thought about. You got Kratos in Game of Thrones, so like he's killing wildlings and White Walkers and things like that. But yeah, very, very fantastic way for Sony to start off the press conference by giving us God of War 4. They did announce that The Last Guardian is actually finally coming out. They've been talking about this game for, I mean, as far as I can remember, at least 5 years. They showed it off at last year's E3. We finally got a release date. It's coming out in October of this year, unless it does what it has been doing for the previous years and get pushed back again. But The Last Guardian, it looks good. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much what we expect. It's made by the people that made Eco and those games on PS2. So The Last Guardian is coming out in October. Detroit Become Human is made by Quantum Dream, and those are the people that made the Heavy Rain games, which I am a big fan of. And when I first saw this, I was like, wow, did they just make a Virtuosity movie? Now, for those who don't know, Virtuosity is a movie with Denzel Washington in it, and it kind of almost has the same look and premise of it. But in Detroit Becomes Human, you're playing a robot negotiator named Connor, and he's pretty much an android. And he is a quote-unquote deviant hunter. Basically, any other malfunction androids, he pretty much hunts them down and either try to kill them or bring them in. The demo that they did show, though, Connor, you're pretty much trying to take down the deviant who was holding a little girl hostage on a balcony of a high-rise, or top of an apartment building. But everything that Quantic Dreams is known for, as far as like all the choice and consequence system and things like that, it was in full effect. Now, the demo that they showed pretty much all the different choices and how the different reactions and things can affect a certain scenario. So they gave us all the choices and showed us how it all played out. I'm really excited for Detroit Becomes Human because, like I said, I'm a fan of Heavy Rain. Indigo Prophecy was the first iteration to it, or Fahrenheit 911, depending on where you were when you bought the game. But Detroit Becomes Human, aka Virtuosity, the video game, I would definitely be picking up. Now, you thought God of War 4 was something, so we have this first person view. You're just walking around the kitchen, a very dirty kitchen. It's real dark, like you got like one of them GoPro flashlights or something on your head. And you're just walking around, you go through a door, and you look at a table, it's a dirty place, and a bunch of big project cockroaches just running around. And then all of a sudden, boom, here comes a jump scare. Trailer's over with. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard has been announced, and it looks like they are going back to the survival horror days. Now, it was noted that the developer said that they did get a lot of inspiration from the first Resident Evil game and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, which makes a lot of sense considering if you see what the demo is like, you would definitely get that inspiration. Now, they did say that there will be fewer enemies, so it won't be like Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6, where it was just a horde of different enemies and it was an action game. But they did say the enemies that will be in the game, they are going to pose a significant threat, like, each time. So I don't know if that means we're going to get like a bunch of big ones. I mean, it's kind of reminded me, not to switch genres, but like how the last Prince of Persia, the cel-shaded version was. You didn't fight a lot of enemies. It was a lot of one-on-one interaction, but all the enemies was different in their own right, and it took a lot to beat them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Resident Evil 7 is going to be like. Now, they do have the demo already out, available to download for the PlayStation 4, so y'all go check that out. And it is available in VR. Now, they said the VR is optional, but the game was already set in first person before they even had virtual reality in mind. So, speaking of virtual reality, the PlayStation VR drops October 13th, 2016. It will be $3.99. They did say they will have 50 games available for it when it releases. Now, I'm still on the fence with the whole virtual reality thing, but I did see a few things like the Star Wars game and Batman VR that got me a little excited for it. So I might check it out. Like I said, I'll wait to see some reviews for it. But PlayStation VR do drop in October of this year for $3.99. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare in space. Okay, boom. Another Call of Duty game. Now going back to the excitement, we finally get Crash Bandicoot. They are going to remaster Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3 for the PS4. I'm excited. I mean, everybody that knows me knows my love for Crash Bandicoot is extensive, so we will be getting Crash Bandicoot remastered 1, 2, and 3 for the PlayStation 4. Definitely looking forward to that. And the OG of Sony, Mr. Hideo Kojima, new game, Death Stranding, starring Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead fame, as we all know him. I think that was previously working on either PT or Silent Hills together, but that game ended up getting canceled or canned. But this new game looks pretty fantastic. And typical Hideo Kojima style, you don't really know a lot about the game, but he did state that this game will appeal to fans of The Division and Uncharted. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of action involved. You know, we didn't really get to see a lot. All we saw is a naked Norman Reedus with a baby attached to him, and it looked like an umbilical cord as well. So when more information comes out with Death Stranding, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I like Norman Reedus as an actor, and Hideo Kojima has not done any wrong as far as video games go. And I'm gonna end it with this: Spider-Man will be made by Insomniac Games, who's obviously the creators of Ratchet and Clank, amongst other fantastic titles. And it's going to be exclusive to the PS4 only. Okay, this game looks great. I like the new suit. I think they said the suit was just made primarily for the game. They kind of want to give him the Spider-Man, you know, of the PS4 game, his own unique style and things like that. But from the stunts I was seeing, you know, from the enemies he was fighting, I dig it. This kind of reminds me of the Spider-Man 2 game that was on PlayStation 2, which is one of the best Spider-Man games in my opinion. But I'm excited, man. Spider-Man is exclusive to the PS4. It got me excited. The thing with the PlayStation press conference that I will say that was different from, you know, Xbox was they pretty much just focused on the game that's coming out, which I did like. Don't knock against, you know, Microsoft or something, you know, Xbox and things like that, but PlayStation pretty much just said, hey, look, y'all know we got a PS4 Neo. We're not going to show it here, but y'all know it's here. So for right now, let's just focus on the games. And I think they're probably listening to past, you know, criticisms where they was like, well, you know, y'all focus so much on the hardware and things like that. Just give us the game. So as a gamer, PlayStation pretty much appealed to my gameness. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to PlayStation. Like I said, this was a fantastic press conference, so I give them an A+ all around. You know, leave in the comment section, what did you see from PlayStation's press conference that excited you the most, whether it be the PlayStation VR or any of the games that either I mentioned or that I didn't mention. Like I said, leave that in the comments. I want to thank y'all for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm Freshly Snipes21, and your fan bro is out. Peace.